Give me just a second, and you can begin. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time out to join us this afternoon. As Jackie stated, my name is Brittany Mason, and I am an attorney with the Department of Procurement Services. And today I will be taking some time to give you a general overview of the city's ordinances, incentives, and programs that pertain to workforce development. The city of Chicago, we have numerous initiatives that are in place out there. Significantly, our goal is to increase the number of skilled residents prepared to work in growing industries. And we often want to ensure that disadvantaged populations and youth have access to different employment opportunities in Chicago. And that's a high priority for us in our contracting. So this workshop is going to cover our Chicago residency ordinance and our local hiring requirements and any bid incentives that are related to workforce development. And additionally, information about programs from the city's Department of Family and Supportive Services and Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership, whom we work very closely with. Information will be made available from those entities as well. Our residency requirements, our Chicago residency ordinance, that is an ordinance, which means it's a law, it's a city requirement. You will see this ordinance in construction contracts that are valued over 100,000 or more. And what that ordinance says is that at least 50% of all labor hours performed on the contract must be done by Chicago residents. And as I stated, it's a law. So it's not an incentive where, we say if you do this, you get a certain amount of credit. It's a requirement because we take this very seriously. And then we have our project area resident ordinance, which is also a requirement in construction contracts that are over $100,000 or more. And in that case, you want to utilize at least 7.5% of all labor hours by resident in a project area. Now, these are only the percentages provided by law, but we always encourage contractors to utilize more. Our first incentive is the city-based business incentive. It's the incentive for local businesses where they're going to employ city residents, and those residents especially would be from a socioeconomically disadvantaged area of the city. This incentive applies to city-funded contracts valued at $100,000 or more. And it's important to make sure this is included in the contract, and that you pay attention to that as city funded, because you won't find this in a federally funded contract. There are 3 tiers to the city-based business initiative. You can receive a 4% incentive if you are a city-based business, meaning you conduct your day-to-day business operations at a facility that has to be located in the city. And it has to be the place of employment for the majority of your full-time regular employees, non-labor hour employees. And the next tier would be, you would be eligible for a 6% incentive. And that's if you meet the requirements of the 4% incentive. And then in addition to that, the majority of your full-time employees are residents of the city. Lastly, there's the 8%. That means that you have to be eligible for the 6% tier and have the majority of city resident employees residing in a socioeconomically disadvantaged area of the city. And when we say socioeconomically disadvantaged area of the city, it tracks Section 292320 of the Municipal Code of Chicago. And that's basically an area within the city that meets the criteria for a designation of a socioeconomically disadvantaged area. And that's set forth in the rules that are promulgated by the city's Commissioner of Planning and Development. Another incentive program that we have is the Diverse Workforce and Management Incentive. This is on all city-funded contracts valued at $100,000 or more. And what it does is it encourages workforce to include all full-time employees as diverse and management as diverse, which would include all of your owners, partnerships, and any other owners who have a fiduciary duty to the business. You receive a bid incentive if prime prime contractors can actually qualify for both incentives at the same time. But we'll deal with the bid percentage when it's related to diversity. So if the total percentage of the contractor's management is 10% to 20%, you can get a 0.5% off your contract base bid. And then if it's greater than 20 but less than 40, you get a 2% of your contract base bid. If it's greater than 40%, you get a 4% of the contract base bid. And before I move on to the workforce diversity, I'm just going to take a minute to clarify what we mean by an incentive. When you have competitively bid contracts, the city awards the contract to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder. So provided you are responsive to the solicitation and you're responsible, the city looks at the lowest bid. And if you get a percentage, so the city will take your bid price, the dollar amount bid on the contract, and it will apply the incentive of 0.5% or 2%, whatever it is that you qualify for. They take that off the dollar amount bid, which would bring your bid amount lower. So if you happen to have been the second lowest bidder, when the city applies the incentive, you may now become the first lowest bidder. No, that does not mean that the city will pay you less under what you bid. It just means that's how they're going to evaluate whether you're the lowest bidder. You will still be paid at the pricing that you bid on the contract, if that is acceptable to the city. And with that, I'll move forward to diversity in the contractor's workforce. So if 10 to 20% of your workforce is diverse, then you get a 2% of the contract-based bid incentive credit. Greater than 20% up to 40%, then you get a 4% of the contract-based bid. And if it's greater than 40%, then you will have a 6% of the contract-based bid. Another opportunity in our contracts, and this one is specifically for construction contracts valued at $100,000 or more, and that will be our equal employment opportunity. We're encouraging bidders to commit to utilizing minority and female journey workers, apprentices, and laborers. Bidders can propose minority and female utilization commitments for the project up to 15% for female workers, which has increased over time from 10%, and 70% for minority workers, which has increased over time from 50%. Utilization can be higher, but we cap it for purposes of calculating the award criteria figure. Not only can it be higher, we do encourage it to be higher. So contractors can receive 150% credit toward their commitment for each labor hour worked by employees from socioeconomically disadvantaged areas. And again, that is set by the Commissioner of Planning and Development. And once you propose a certain utilization, the contractor is actually obligated to meet the total commitment made in every category, subject to liquidated damages if there's non-compliance. And that's how seriously the city takes utilizing these various trades and individuals. Apprentice utilization bid incentive. Contractors under this incentive can earn an incentive of up to 1% that can be used in the future. The previous incentive programs that we were talking about, it would be used at the time of bid for that solicitation. This particular incentive will, after you've performed on the contract, you can use your future credit on a contract in the future. It applies to all city-funded construction contracts that have an estimated value of $100,000 or more. How do you determine whether it is an apprentice? Apprentices have to be sponsored into an apprenticeship training program that is authorized by a union to sponsor the apprentice and either enrolled in or graduated from a construction technology training program that the city colleges have administered, or else graduated from a high school operated by CPS. And the way the incentives work for this particular program is if 5 to 10% of your total labor hours are performed by the apprentice, then you would qualify for a future percentage credit of 0.5%. If the total labor hours performed by apprentices is 11 to 15%, then you qualify for a 1% future bid incentive. And labor hours as defined under that section of the municipal code, which is 292335, means the total hours of workers receiving an hourly wage who are directly employed at the work site. And the labor hours would include hours performed by workers employed by the contractor and all subcontractors working at the work site. It shall not include hours worked by non-working foremen or superintendents, owners, and workers who are not subject to a prevailing wage requirement. The earned credit that you receive is valid for up to 3 years from the date that it is issued, and it cannot be applied towards any future contract bid after that expiration period has passed. The contractor is able to apply the earned credit certificate on multiple future construction project contracts bid during the 3-year period in which that certificate is valid, but you will only receive one bid incentive for bid evaluation purposes on one construction contract. So if you receive that incentive and there's, 3 different construction contracts out there, you can apply it to all 3 when you're bidding, but you're only going to receive it on one contract. If it is applied, the earned credit on multiple construction project bids, and you are the lowest responsive and responsible bidder on more than one construction project bid, then the earned credit certificate will be applied to the construction project first advertised by the Department of Procurement. Or if there's multiple construction projects bid and they were advertised on the same day, then the earned credit certificate would be applied only to the construction project that has the greatest dollar value, just to give you some understanding of how that credit works. We also have the ex-offender apprentice utilization program, which works very similar to our regular apprentice utilization program. It's still 1% that can be used on a future bid. It would apply to construction contracts that are over $100,000 or more. And apprentice defined under this particular incentive with the ex-offender component would be that they have to be sponsored into an apprenticeship training program that is authorized by a union to sponsor an apprentice. And we participate in a workforce development program funded by the Department of Family and Support Services. 5 to 10% of the total labor hours, if it's performed by that apprentice or those apprentices, you will receive a 0.5% credit. If 11 to 15% of total labor hours are performed by the apprentices, then you receive a 1% credit. And Department of Family and Support Services works with delegate agencies to recruit and screen and refer potential qualified candidates. And all candidates go through an initial intake process where their eligibility for the program will be determined. And then the earned credits that you receive under this incentive are applied the exact same way as that in the apprentice utilization program. Resources, information including regulations regarding all of procurements, incentives, and programs are available on our website. All rules and regulations, details about how the incentives are applied can be found there. You could also reach out to me directly. And with that said, I'll turn it over to Ms. Patricia Moore with the Business Relations Specialist at Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Jackie, for inviting us to participate in this, and thank you for that very comprehensive presentation that you just gave us, Brittany. So if you'll just give me a second, I'm going to do
Go ahead. You can share your screen now, Patricia.
share my screen. Okay, great. Hold on.
Yeah.
Share my screen. Okay, I think we're coming up here. Just a second.
And then at the very bottom of the your screen, right next to the minus sign on the little graph, there is an icon. If you could just click on that icon to maximize that screen so that we can see it, be great. Okay, I'll go ahead and turn off my mic and it's all yours.
Okay, great. I'm trying to get this out of the way. All right, so again, I am Patricia Moore. I'm with the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership. And before you, you're going to see our vision and our mission. And I just want to elaborate just a little bit on this for a moment. Our vision is for everyone. Everyone have the opportunity to build their career, and every employer has the opportunity to grow their talent and compete in the local economy and also in the global market. Our mission is to create and promote effective management of networks. So what we're talking about is the workforce development agencies that we oversee on the umbrella of the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership. We want them to design innovative solutions and address the business needs. Also, they prepare individuals and connect them to the career opportunities. About the partnership. The Chicago Cook Partnership, which is really just known very widely by the partnership, we are the umbrella organization in the workforce system for the city of Chicago and also throughout the county. We're the largest workforce system in the nation, and we operate, we fund, I should say, not so much operate, we fund 10 American job centers throughout the city and out throughout the county. As you can see from this slide, we focus on the high growth industries such as business and professional services, healthcare, retail, culinary, hospitality, information technology, manufacturing, TDL, and construction. We focus on determining that by looking at the labor market information and finding out what is needed for our businesses, and we prepare people to enter those different opportunities. In this slide, you're going to see, I'm trying to move something out of our way. Okay. In this slide, you will see the areas where you can see we're very widely spread. This is our network of 91 delegate agencies. And those buttons, those little red hot spots can kind of show you on the map where we are. So we have 10 comprehensive centers within the city and right outside the county, but we have people that are way out in the area if you want to look as far as Schaumburg, beyond that, and then down as far as Tinley Park and even beyond there. And they focus on working with people within their communities. Many of them are servicing communities with high rates of poverty and individuals that have barriers to employment. As I said before, we are a non-for-profit organization, so we raise funds, and those philanthropic funds that we do raise help us to bring programming to us, non-traditional programming that's not so rigid as some of the federal funding that we do have. You may have heard of the WIOA program. WIOA stands for Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, and that's a federally funded program where we are training and providing training to individuals. And then for our employers, we offer business service tools, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. So the local workforce development system, what does it consist of? I already mentioned the American Job Centers. These are high capacity centers that have all of the things you might need to get back into, or a person may need to get back into the workforce. They provide resources, training, and one-on-one coaching for people who want to get back into the system. Right now, the majority of them are still operating virtually, but a lot of them have begun to open up so they can come into the centers again. The delegate agency is a little bit smaller agency. They still have the basic functions there, but they would not be able to host a large hiring event or things like that. So they're just a little bit smaller. Youth agencies focus on youth ages 16 to 24, so we can capitalize on that particular area in that sector. And then we also have sector centers. And the sector centers are hubs for businesses to come to, again, understand what the labor market requests are, to help us connect them to already prepared job ready candidates. We can do hiring events and local functions to make sure they're getting the talent that they need. So in the career pathway training programs, those programs focus on high growth industries as well, such as IT. Right now, we have one going with the IT sector, and those would prepare individuals to enter these highly skilled jobs that we just talked about a little bit in those areas. So how does the system work? This is just a more of a visual so you can see kind of what we're talking about and have been speaking about. On the left side, we have the job seekers, our training providers, and the individual career coaches. On the right, we have our employers and business service teams, and we as a partnership is turning the spokes. So we're making sure that the talent is being trained and prepared. That talent is then referred to the employer. The employer has opportunity to grow their business and develop their talent, and even existing talent. There are programs to help them to grow their talent and to retain the talent that they have currently on staff. Let's move to the next one. And what are the system goals? We want to strengthen the collaborations between the workforce and the labor force. We want to make sure that we're focusing on youth and that we're helping people to increase participants and placements and getting them the certificates, because this is not for academic training, but it is for vocational. So we find out that these credentials are very highly regarded by employers. So we're training people to get back into the workforce using the certificates that they can attain through our program. Workforce resources. So the resources that we have, as I spoke to before, under the career resources, we're talking about job readiness workshops, mock interviews, professional resume writing, assisting them with computer skills and bringing them up to what's happening in this century in terms of job readiness and how they need to be prepared. We also can assign individual career coaches to help them as well, providing one-on-one sessions and helping them to develop a career goal and looking at a plan that follows that goal, whether it be training or getting people right back into the workforce. In the training grants for employers, we find that these grants help you significantly in retaining your people, training new people to bring them on board, and also other customized training opportunities such as on-the-job training, incumbent worker training, and the customized training. And these are grants that you can apply for and would be advantageous to help you to continue to grow the business and retain the employers that you would have. We also talk about incentives and tax assistance. So in that area, we can support you in the right direction so that you know how to grow your business through some of the incentives that are available. Human resource consulting, what we're talking about there is helping you, because sometimes employers don't know exactly what the job description should look like, or there may be a specialized or a very niche market that you're in, and we can help you determine how to craft those resumes and be able to attract the talent that you need. Layoff aversion. So perhaps you would contact us if you're thinking about maybe there's going to be a layoff. Perhaps we can do some things to help you in that area. We're looking forward to working with you to determine if there are things we can do to help support you and give some funding to opportunities that you want to promote, and perhaps to keep people in the workforce. You can connect with us at www.shycookworks.org. We're going to put that in the chat area or in the questions and answers so you can see that, how to get in touch with us. There's a wealth of information on our website. And there we also have in-depth information about our sector centers and how they can help you and support you in your business in those areas I talked about of hospitality, healthcare, IT, and also transportation, distribution, and logistics. Looking forward to helping you and to creating some lasting collaborations with you. And I would like to turn it over now to Juan, please.
All righty. Thank you, Patricia. And thank you, Cook Workforce Partnership. And last but not least, we have Juan Cruz, who's going to take it from here, and he's going to talk about their services and what they have to offer.
Thank you,
All
Jacqueline.
yours, Juan.
Good?
Yes, you're good. It's
Okay.
all yours.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Patricia. My name is Juan Cruz, and I am with the Department of Family and Support Services. I'm a workforce service coordinator, and here at the Department of Family and Support Services, we provide support and assistance to the city's most vulnerable and disadvantaged groups. So we want to start out with our mission. So with the Department of Family and Support Services, our mission is to work with community partners where we connect city residents and families to resources that build stability, support their well-being, and empower them to thrive. Our priorities are to deliver and support high-quality, innovative, and comprehensive services that empower clients to thrive. We want to collaborate with community partners, sister agencies, and public officials on programs and policies that improve Chicagoans' lives and advance systematic change. We want to inform the public of resources available to them through BFSS and its community partners. And lastly, we want to be good stewards of the resources, but we want to be responsible. We want to be responsible and effective. Again, by being the largest social service provider in the city, we have 7 departments that we focused on and work with. We start out with our Children's Service Division, and everything goes to seniors. So we work from pretty much the early childhood days to our senior years. And to go more in depth in that, and how do we do it? We invest over $350 million, and we serve over 300,000 residents. And we do this through delegate agencies. And then some of our departments from Children's Services, what is it we do? We work with early Head Start, childcare, and we work with them through large multiple organizations and daycare sites. We have our youth services, and what do we do there? We have One Summer Chicago, which is going to be vital this summer. We have out of school time. We have Justice Involved youth programs, and we do this again by engaging people with mentoring and employers to hire, our youth during the summer times. We even have a division for domestic violence. We have a 24/7 domestic violence hotline where individuals can call in at any time. We have legal advocacy for them. We do this through legal aids and clinics and some counseling some counseling providers. We have our workforce service programs, which I'm going to talk about, which I think you're going to be really interested in. And it's pertaining to the incentive that you can receive for hiring ex-offenders on your construction sites. So I'll talk about that more in depth. We have our homeless services, where we have emergency rental assistance. We have education and employment and legal assistance. And we do this through our shelters. We have a number of shelters throughout the city of Chicago. We have case management. We do street outreach to get people in and counseling. We have our senior services, where we deliver Meals on Wheels to our seniors. We have housing assistance. We have in-home care. And again, we have satellite sites for our senior services, where our employees staff at those centers. And lastly, we have 6 community service centers that's geographically located throughout the city of Chicago, where people can just walk in and get assessed, screened, and then be assigned a case manager, and then referrals to some of our network of providers that we have. And saying how is DFSS involved in this? So we do our work through our delegate agencies. DFS provides job training and placement services to high needs populations, including homeless individuals with limited English proficiency, and returning citizens. So through employment preparation and placement, transitional jobs, and industry-specific training programs, individuals gain valuable work experience and skills needed for the workplace or more advanced education and training. And again, to take advantage of those incentives that we talked about, that 1% for your future bid, you have to select individuals that go through one of our programs. And we get people prepared for jobs and training. We do the soft skills training. And again, individuals that come in get screened, assessed, and we provide those trainings through our delegate agencies. And our first program model is employment preparation and placement. The goal of this employment preparation and placement program is to provide high needs individuals with the necessary job readiness training and placement supports to obtain and sustain employment with wages at or above the standard minimum wage. We have participants. Participants will complete the job readiness training that will be directly linked to placements into full-time permanent jobs. And so we even follow them with retention up to 90 days. So we have our industry-specific training, which most of them would probably fall into that category of construction. And the goal here of the industry-specific training program is to provide highly individuals with the opportunity to enter in-demand industries like this construction field that offer placements with career pathways that progressively gain more skills and better livable wages. So we look for you again. The one criteria they said is to be sponsored into an apprenticeship program. So that's going to be on the contractors. And then you have to select clients that go through one of our job training programs. So it's a good marriage of what we do, which is creating a pipeline for qualified individuals. And then you can definitely work with us and we can connect you with those people. Because again, we have them screened, assessed, job ready, and just waiting on that opportunity to be in one of those construction fields. Lastly, we have our Transitional Jobs Program. And the Transitional Jobs Program, it provides a time-limited subsidized employment opportunity, and it's coupled with some intense wraparound services and skill development to high needs individuals who lack competitive work history and or lack the knowledge of the workplace. So the goal of this program is to help participants overcome multiple challenges to obtain and sustain employment with wages at or above the standard minimum wage. I really like this program model, but again, it gives individuals that had no work history this opportunity to see if they like work. And it's immediately dollars in their pocket. We reimburse employers for those wages that they incur. And again, by the city opening back up tomorrow, we're going to be at 100%. And that's really outstanding to go through what we went through and to open up fully tomorrow in stage 5. So we know this part of our package of our services will be very important with employers looking to onboard people, and we can help onboard that cost. And so do we have the capacity to meet the needs of what you're looking for? Yes, we do. Last year, through our partner agencies, DFSS served over 2,500 individuals with approximately 830 people obtaining employment. And so again, this is the most disadvantaged groups that we work with. And we're able to work with them to provide soft skills training and then onboard them with employers that retain them for more than 180 days and beyond. And then there were over 3,500 individuals that reached out to our community reentry support centers. So our community reentry support centers are, again, geographically located in Chicago. And we see a vast amount of people that come back from jail or prison to certain communities. And so we want to be located where people are and definitely where resources are needed. And so these community reentry support centers will serve as a hub for you looking for clients that can help you obtain this bid incentive, right, for the ex-offender apprenticeship utilization part of that piece. So we have over 57 contracted delegate agencies that provide services to returning citizens. So we definitely have a pipeline to help you fill your needs. And here are the locations of those community service centers. So we have Westside Justice Center, which is located on the west side of Chicago. We have Howard Area Community Center, which is located by Rogers Park. We have Teamwork Inglewood, which is on our far south side. and we have community assistance program, which is a little further south, so in the Roseland area. So again, we cover all sides of the city with this, and this that again serves as a hub. You can contact each one of these centers for qualified candidates that will meet that that need of finding people with backgrounds that are looking to be in the construction field. So again, please take advantage of this. Again, my name is Juan Cruz. We're going to turn it over back to Jacqueline with some questions. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Juan. And all of these presentations were awesome presentations. Hopefully you all can take advantage of the resources that they have talked about in their presentations. If you would like to ask a question, feel free to put that question in the Q&A panel at this time so that you are able to so that we are able to ask them the questions. Also, Rodney has gone through and given you information on where you can find this presentation after this time, and also where you can find the recording in YouTube if you choose to do so. If we do not have, and let me just check and see. If we do not, I'm going to give you a few minutes to write out any questions that that you might have. If we do not have any questions, I do want to thank Brittany Mason from the Department of Procurement Services, Patricia Moore from Cook Workforce Partnership, and also Juan Cruz from Family and Support Services. I say to all of you, thank you so much for your time, for our participants in giving a little time today to hear the different services and the different resources that are out there for businesses to take advantage of and people to take advantage, individual people to take advantage of. If you feel that you know someone that might need to take advantage of their services, please feel free to reach out to Juan and Patricia with their organizations, because that's why we do these workshops, is so that different people are connected to the right sources that can give them the information that they're looking for and that can help them. Should really be no one without a job or without services or without anything when you have these different agencies and organizations that are able to assist and help. So with that said, I would like to thank our panelists for participating. I will give one opportunity for Brittany, Juan, or Patricia. You can unmic yourself. If you have any last parting words, feel free to do so and say it now. And after that, I am going to close with basically saying stay safe, stay well, wash your hands, social distance. Even though we're opening up tomorrow, be still careful of what you're doing, but go forth and be well in traveling around the city of Chicago, and hopefully we can get back to, yes, pre-COVID very, very soon. Juan or Patricia, would you like to say any last parting words? And then I'll give Brittany a minute to say whatever she would like to say, if she'd like to say anything.
Yeah,
I would
so
go ahead, Juan.
I was just going to say, I just want to echo what Jacqueline said about even if you don't use the services or need it, we know somebody that's out there that needs resources and some support. So definitely, if you see someone out there that needs some resources, definitely send them our way. We work again with the most disadvantaged groups in the city of Chicago. So we are the city's largest social service provider, and we work from everybody from the children, so, and everything in between. So thank you.
Good afternoon again, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and listen to what we have to say. These services are vital to the revitalization of our city and getting people back to work and providing the services that they need. I invite you to visit our website, shycookworks.org. I also put that in the chat. And we look forward to seeing you soon. And if not, then you know someone else, as Juan just said. Please direct them to us. We have two customers that we serve, and that is our job seekers and our business services that we provide to our employers. Thank you so much and have a great afternoon.
Thank you both. And Brittany, if you'd like to say anything on behalf of DPS and the incentives and programs, feel free to unmic yourself if you'd like to say any parting words as well.
Thank you, everyone. I just want to echo Patricia, Juan, and Jackie. All too often you hear individuals saying, I'm trying, but there's no opportunities, there's no programs. And here, this is just an overview of what each of these entities offer. And you have the golden ticket for them. So if you don't need to take advantage of it, you do have vital information that someone else needs to take advantage of. So please, if you don't use it, be a resource for someone else, because it is very important. And a lot of times people don't know because the information is just not passed along, or, the right person isn't there to assist.
I do thank everyone for participating this afternoon. If you think of any questions that you may have, you always have DPS to send the question to, and we will fill out these folks and connect you with the right answer or the right person to give you that answer. And so go ahead and send it to us at dps.events@cityofchicago.org. Thank you all for participating today. Thank you for my speakers, and have a wonderful rest of your day.